Hey y'all, Ramdino here, coming at you again from North Carolina for Appalachian Trail 2020 Appalachian Trail Thru Hiker update. That noise you hear, if you can hear it, is not rattlers. I had a subscriber tell me that she was warning me that there might be rattlers nearby. She thought she heard them. Those aren't rattlers, those are cicadas, otherwise known as a 7-year locust. So those are out this time of year around here. And at night sometimes they can make a huge racket, but in any case, let's get on. Let's talk about the thru hikers and the folks that are out there, and on cue they bring up their course. All right, so what's going on out there on the trail with the thru hikers? Well, Crash, he has made it to New Hampshire, and I had seen that, but I had a subscriber also send that in to me, and I encourage all subscribers and anybody in general to send me any updates of hikers you may be following out there. I don't have time to send them all. A lot of them will send me their updates, and for those that do, I appreciate that greatly. That really helps me out if you'll send me your updates. But for folks that may not and you want me to report on them, I'll be glad to do that. Most of these folks we're following, and their links to their social media are down in the description section. So after subscribing here, you can go to that list, pull that list up, that Google spreadsheet, and then you can go to their websites or what have you, YouTube page, subscribe to them and comment and keep them pumped up all the way throughout their journey. So Joe Hikes, he has completed New York and he is into Massachusetts, and he has passed the 1/3 mark. Said he's passed 1,500 miles. So congratulations to you, Joe. Completed Kentucky, and he says he endured Massachusetts. And he also said that New York was the hardest state, he said, by far. So I didn't quite get out of him why that was hard, but if you're a thru hiker, leave a comment. Tell me why you think New York is harder than something like Rocksylvania, where that is really tough on your feet. He's getting some new gear shipped to him, kind of lighten up his load a little bit, and before he switches back over possibly to his winter gear, but hopefully he is going to get done, since he is that far north, get done before he has to make any more gear changes. And he also said that Connecticut has been the friendliest state he has been through yet, that people there have been pulling over and when he's on a road walk and asking if he needs anything and how things are going. So if you're from Connecticut and you're watching this, we greatly appreciate you being kind to thru hikers up there. I had also asked him about reports that, about trash. I had seen a report where folks in the White Mountains have been seeing a lot of trash and even human waste on the trail, and most of this, if not all of it, has come from day hikers, certainly section hikers, and of course thru hikers know better, and most of them do a great job of practicing leave no trace. So if you are a day hiker watching this, please just remember that the leave no trace principles, and that is, you go to the woods, you don't want anybody to know, and not a trace of evidence that is left that you were there. So that particularly goes for anything left in the middle of the trail or any type of human waste that needs to be buried in a cat hole. So all that research you can do about all those terms that we talked about there, but please leave the woods as pristine as you can for the next person coming along, so they can have the same experience that you're having. Silky and Fixin', they are new to our list, and they are done with the presidentials and continuing north. They got a wedding coming up in October, so they're going to have to do some flip-flopping around, but congratulations on your wedding, and congratulations on being done with the presidentials. Monk, he is still out there and still hiking with his family of Rudy, Buckler, Freefall, and Billy. And they peeked out and crossed over Killington Mountain and looked like they are just having a blast out there. So makes me jealous, but it also does my heart good when I see pictures like this of folks out there just having the time of their lives. Free Walker is coming into Great Barrington, and he says that he and his family are going to be at Katahdin by the end of the month of September, or possibly early October. So just remember, folks, that Katahdin usually closes down October 15th or before, depending on the weather. And with the way things have been going this year, there's no telling what's happening. Jukebox is south of Mount Washington and on his flip-flop Sobo. He had to take a few days off. One of his family got hurt coming down Mount Washington and had to get some serious medical help. And I don't know the status of that one person, but they are back on trail, at least everybody, possibly but that one person. So I'll get an update from Jukebox, and I'll update you on the person on whether they got back on trail or not. Rock Flipper, he's in Stratton, Maine, and he's going to summit toward the end of this month, August. And he's with Crash, and says that Oso and Double Zero, they are a few days behind him. Books and Pigeon, they are back on trail in Massachusetts. And they had to get off trail for a few days there, but they are back on and just enjoying life, enjoying the trail. And she has indicated that they have not had any trouble in Massachusetts with not being able to camp at sites, even though Massachusetts has asked and has indicated to people that backcountry sites and all sites in general on the AT are closed for overnight camping. They have not had any rangers give them any kind. They haven't seen any rangers, and spoke to somebody else, and they were the same way. Several folks this week told me that they hadn't seen any rangers, hadn't any problem in Massachusetts. So certainly not saying that that's what you ought to do. I did see where one hiker decided not to hike through Massachusetts because of that rule of no overnight hikes. Appreciate that, but at the same time, there are folks that are going through there without any kind of problems, and so just keep that in mind. I'm not here to cast judgment on anybody, good, bad, or indifferent. I'm here to support the hiking community, and particularly the thru hikers right now. John Boy, he only has about 500 miles left to finish, so that is absolutely awesome. Big Rig, he went ahead and summited Katahdin on his flip-flop, and he is back to Harper's Ferry, where he is on his Sobo portion after a little bit of time. He's going to spend some time with his family, and then put together some mailboxes and get those shipped out. Trimmer, he is back on trail. We talked about it last week, and he is done with Georgia today, and he is into North Carolina, and he gives a bear report that he saw a small young bear around Blue Mountain Shelter in Georgia. So if there's a small young bear this time of year, there's probably a big old mama bear somewhere around, and usually when they have cubs, they have twins. So there's probably two others that he can't see. So keep that in mind. PTL's in New Jersey. He says the heat is brutal, but the water has been okay, particularly down in Pennsylvania, where Mon was keeping the water places stocked up. And he also says that Gut Hooks has been pretty good as far as people posting the Gut Hooks about water, and that's helped him out a lot as well. So I always try to do that when I'm out on the trail, post about water in the Gut Hook section. Hopefully they go through and at the end of the year and get rid of all the ones that aren't pertinent. But in any case, PTL did say that that was helping him out a lot. $2 steak, he is out of the shanties and coming into Harper's Ferry, and once he gets to Harper's Ferry, he plans to flip on up to Baxter, and then continue on a Sobo flip-flop. Grazer Quilt is out of Massachusetts, and she has flipped up to New Hampshire. Owlcat and PR, and I believe Hawk is still with them. They are past Mount Washington and will be hitting the Maine border any day now. So congratulations on coming into their last state there. Owlcat did indicate she lost a GoPro camera somewhere on Mount Bromley. So if you're any type of hiker at all, anybody watching this, and you find a GoPro at Mount Bromley, please let us know or let Owlcat know. That is more than likely hers, and she would like to have that back because that's got some of her trip video and trip photos on it, and I'm sure that that was something that she would probably rather have that than the whole camera. But in any case, if you found that on Mount Bromley, Owlcat is probably hers. 40, he is coming into Vermont on his Sobo leg, and he says he just had some problems on weekends getting rooms in New Hampshire due to the weekenders that are out there, that they also get rooms. Even people that are not hiking, they're still taking up rooms and stuff. So the weekends is tough up there in New England right now. People getting out, my understanding is they're only on a 4-day work week up there. So people are getting out in the woods, getting out and touring around, and it's probably going to be tough to find lodging up there. And then he also said that the official camping areas in the Whites have been very overcrowded, particularly on the weekend. So keep that in mind. Hiking with Braid, she is done with a 100-mile wilderness. She flipped up from down south, flipped up on her Sobo leg, and now she is heading of course Sobo. She is going to be hitting 1,000 miles this week. Matter of fact, she's already hit it. So congratulations to you, Braids, for doing that, and we look forward to continue your journey south. Boan, she is flipped to Katahdin, and she's heading Sobo. She is almost done with Maine, and she had met up with a hiking partner down in the Shanties, and so when she flipped up, that hiking partner met her up there in Maine and has hiked all of Maine, and will be hiking with her through New Hampshire. So that's pretty awesome. You know, the last couple hikes I did, I've hiked with people. Typically I go out to Sobo, and I've come to learn about myself is that I really like hiking with other people. That's kind of weird for me. I'm kind of an introvert a little bit, and you know, you can still get out there and hike by yourself during the day because everybody's paces are different. Still have a little bit of me time when you're on the trail, but it's nice to hike with people and just enjoy their company, get to know them better, and particularly at camp at night. So even though usually at night at camp everybody's so wiped out, and you know, put together camp, you get your food out, you cook, you have your conversation, you eat, you have a conversation, then it's hiker midnight, time to go to bed. But I do enjoy hiking with folks now. That's something I've figured out and something I plan on doing more of in the future. Dirty Jobs, his last known position was Wrangley, Maine. So he is coming up on his last few weeks of being out there before he summits. So we got a few new hikers on the list. We got One Shot and Sparkplug. They are not on the trail right now. They are getting on the trail, I believe, in September. And then Fixin' and Silky are on the trail now, so they're new as well. So go and check out them on our new hiker list, and also their social media accounts, and subscribe to them. Keep them pumped up. So we had a couple summits that we hadn't mentioned before, even though a couple of them are a little dated. Flamingo finished in 94 days, and only 4 of those were zeros. So we actually finished the trail in 90 days. He is out on the CDT to finish his 3rd leg of the Triple Crown. So congratulations to you, Flamingo, for doing the AT, and good luck as you finish your Triple Crown badge out there on the CDT. And then AKA the girls posted that Blueberry has summited. So congratulations to Blueberry, and appreciate that y'all posted that. AKA the girls, that helps out a lot. Off the trail this week, the Drifters had to get off the trail. They had a family health issue back home, and so it's going to be extended, and so they're probably not going to be back on the trail this year. Hope to get back on the trail towards the sometime around February next year and get finished up. So very sorry to hear that. Hearts and prayers go out there to you, Drifters, and just let you know that we're thinking about you. So trail news. Well, we had lots of blowdowns this past week. Had a lot of storms that came through, particularly after the hurricane came through up there. And I kind of stole this screenshot from Wild. Wild, I know you won't mind that, brother, and I appreciate it. And but this is just an example of how you know, sometimes you can't even see the trail. So you can imagine if you're trying to walk around the perimeter of a huge blowdown area, you got to get back to the trail somehow and find those blazes. So so that could be kind of difficult. Make sure you don't get lost up there in all those blowdowns. I imagine those are going to continue since we don't have as many folks out there doing trail maintenance right now, and in some cases was looking at the AT. For a while I thought they had let some folks out there to do maintenance, but then it seemed to be they were indicating when I looked at it today that the ATC was not having all sections being maintained right now. So just think about that as you go through there. Some of those can be dangerous. That'd be a great place to break a leg or sprain something or cause an injury, or you know, a snake or a rattler be up underneath it or something like that. 2020 has really been a weird year. So we've had pandemics, of course, and all the things that go with that. We've had hurricanes up through there, diminished trail magic because and diminished all the services that's usually on the trail for folks because of the pandemic. And heck, we even had an earthquake down here in the south that I actually felt. Never had felt an earthquake before, but we are going to rebuild from that earthquake. And all joking aside, though, those folks that are impacted by, particularly by the winds and the rains and the hurricanes and the tornadoes up north, hearts go out to you. Certainly don't mean to make light of that, of any kind of disasters, because we've had people that have lost everything through trees going in their houses and flooding and stuff like that. So it's very tough up there for a lot of folks, and we are thinking about you up there. Whispers, who has been keeping us updated on what's going on in the Whites and up around the AMC huts, he is going to be doing a barbecue trail magic at Cooper Brook Falls Lean-To in the 100 Mile Wilderness on August 22nd. So if you're going to be in that area, you're in for a treat up there. If Whispers does a trail magic barbecue, anything like he keeps us updated on what's going on in the Whites, that is going to be a treat. And speaking of trail angels, I need some more trail angels for my list. I have a private list that I only give out to thru hikers, and I do make sure that they are thru hikers. So if you're not on that list and you're interested in being on that list of somebody that provide free shuttles, help with resupply, just help with trail magic or what have you, all over, anywhere on the trail, down south, in the mid-Atlantic states, or up north, anything, that would be greatly appreciated if you'd put your name on the list. I'll make sure that that is not doesn't go out to the public. We do have a public list as well that's down in the description section, and if you'd like to be included on that, I'll be more than happy to put you on that as well. Folks, that is about all I've got this week. I appreciate you hanging in there and tuning in. Don't forget about the thru hikers out there. Go and comment on their trail, on their journals and their YouTube channels and their IG and Facebook pages and all that stuff, and keep them pumped up all the way throughout their journey. We still got a great season in front of us, and looking forward to the next couple weeks. We should be having a lot of summits. Folks, that's all I got. As always, appreciate you, and we'll see you out here.